Where and who is he?
Yeah.
If it ain't him, where is he then?
Yeah.
Who did this?
Yeah.
He gave you the indication in Job 9:24 of who this is, man.
Yeah.
That's who the earth, that's who's in the power of the earth right now.
Yeah.
And when you read, if I can bring this out real quick, and when you read in the prophecy, when you just deal with the prophecy, stick to the prophecy.
Let's finish this little point
Okay,
right
come,
here,
come,
and
come.
then you got it.
Come.
Greg, just finish that last little bit.
Back in Malachi 1, in middle of verse 4, he says, "And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever."
Righteous anger forever. You got to go where you at.
I'm going to bring out Ezekiel. I'm going to bring this out in Ezekiel 36 in verse 5. And it reads, "Therefore thus said Yahweh Shai power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea." So Idumea is Greek.
You got to break it down.
It's Greek for Edom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It says, "which have appointed my land into their possession." Who's in the land right now? So-called self-proclaimed white people, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You cannot get around this. That would not have happened had the so-called white man not been in power today, man.
Exactly.
You know, by way of the Balfour Declaration, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's how that came about. So it says, "appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds cast out for a prey." And that's why you got all the fighting over there right now. And it don't belong to none of them. The white people are not in the land today, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we know by way of the scattering, you know, some of those are going to be Jakes, but overall, none of those people belong over there, man. You know what I'm saying? But all Idumea, Edom. So when you look at the people in the land that's got possession of the land to joy of all their heart, man, you know what I'm saying? Who is it? And when you get up in verse 2, aha, you know what I'm saying? They still do that to this very day, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A so-called self-proclaimed white man. You know, which proves who Edom is, man. Stop.
That's right.
Hey, then you go back to Ezekiel 35, verse 2, it says, "Set thy face against Mount Seir."
Boom.
You know?
That's it.
It ain't talking about the mountain.
That's
Right.
it. And
You
then,
know?
right, you're talking about the people. Because the mountain represents government.
Right.
And then same people that are in that land today, the world knows that 95% of them go back to the Khazars.
Yep.
Come on, man. Come on, people. All right, so you just say you had a precept?
Just to back up preacher's thought.
Where you at?
It tells you, just to back you up what y'all just said about, Mount Seir. It tells you also, I think it's maybe in Deuteronomy, I think it goes in and says, Mount Seir has been given to an inheritance to Edom.
I know there's one in Genesis 36.
Okay, that might be it.
Can I get that one for you?
Okay.
Genesis chapter 36. And should be around 8.
And But got the.
I know I had a precept though.
Okay, come on.
I know, so the apostle didn't ask for me.
And if I could make a quick point, like, bro, what about what's my man's name? Arthur Koestler.
Koestler, yeah.
Yeah, with the 13th. What was that? 13th tribe. The author of that who exposed, which through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, the scriptures expose who the so-called proclaimed white man is. The Lord just had him say it, as icing on the cake, man. That those people in our land right now are not the people.
Yeah, in their own Jewish encyclopedia, it says that modern day Jewry is Edom.
Right.
Yeah.
It says that in the Jewish encyclopedia, man.
Yeah.
Proving who these people are, man. They're Edomites.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, if y'all got that for the brothers.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is Genesis 36 in verse 8, and it reads, "Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir." Esau is Edom.
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah, so Mount Seir, the Lord is connecting Esau and Edom to Mount Seir.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I found it says Deuteronomy 2:5, meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land, no, not so much as a foot, breadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for possession.
There you go.
So can you call that again, brother?
Deuteronomy 2:5. You know what I'm saying? So just to back up what the elders are saying, Mount Seir and Esau, Edom, that's incongruent. It's one and the same, man. Okay, but I want to get this here in Sirach 10:7, just to back up the priest with thought when he brought out Job. Did you bring out Job 9?
Well, the brother Kadar brought it out.
Khan. This is Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses. You know, and I brought this out in the lesson. You know, that main servant is who? It's Esau Edom. You know, the main heathen or servant that the Lord is coming back. All right, the main antagonist of this whole story or reality we live in is going back to Esau Edom, man. All right, like the apostle said, hey, this Americanization that's been pushed over the whole world, all right, it's been spearheaded by Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white nation, man. All right, so it says the servants upon horses. What do we know horses represent? Power. All right, so it tells you what that servant is upon that horse. He's in that power seat. Esau Edom is currently in that power seat. He's in that rulership. He's in his heaven. You know.
That's it. Anybody else got something?
Oh no.
We good? No, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use this because the blue letter is acting up.
It's acting up.
Yeah, anybody got something? Go ahead, what you got?
This is Psalms 49 and 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name.
Yeah, even waters.
Mm-hmm.
No longer going to be called the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be called the Gulf of America. Damn, really?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to take over. Canada's going to become the 51st state.
Right.
And we're taking over Greenland. You know, one way or the other. It's like, god damn, gangsterism at its finest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the apostle tells me what in Daniel, he said more stout than his fellows.
That's it. That's it. So he don't give a shit.
No.
He's just moving forward. But you know what? That's the Lord putting the spirit on him. You know, because I always make a lot of reference to the great horn with the little horn with the great mouth speaking great things or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, even though we know it's not talking about a particular man, it's talking about America. Trump encapsulates that.
Right.
But he's just talking cash money dollar bill shit. And he's just gonna just do what, you know, he's just gonna bring this he's gonna bring this shit. You know, if the Lord is ready for this place to go down right now, which we hope he is, he's gonna be the man to do it. Because he ain't even been in there, what, 3 months?
Nope, not even. Nah.
What's today, the 18th? Yeah, tomorrow, the 19th, the 20th will be 2 months that he's been in office. And he's caused all kind of havoc and friction, and I mean, with the world and with people in America that were backing him up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both the ones that weren't backing him up and the ones that are backing him up.
That's right.
So he got to be that cruel Lord.
Yeah. That's right.
You got something?
Yeah. You know, I've been purposely going back to this overview because, man, it's like they cut themselves. This is the later history of, if you type in when was Edom destroyed, it says the later history after the destruction of Jerusalem by Romans in AD 70, the Idumeans, who were the descendants of Edomites, disappeared from history. Now the elder Bonsapai just that was
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 4:16, right? How do you disappear, bro? You just unsolved mysteries, huh? And see they really hope for that simple mindedness, man, especially of our people, man. And it lets you further know, man, a lot of our people who know they Israelites are willing to sell out for the bag, man. Just to push the vibration of as though Esau is not like, is Esau not our enemy? You know? Like, bro, there's no other distinction between any other nations and Esau that, like, bro, it's a clear distinction of who Esau is and how he will move, man. You know, it's a clear distinction, and then also you got to keep in mind it's very parabolic and symbolic in the scriptures. You know, when they refer to the Assyrian or the Egyptian, that's also talking about Esau. You know,
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't like to do their due diligence and search those things out, man.
Yep.
You know, and matter of fact, I'll I get Isaiah chapter 10. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Who's doing that? Is Ammon doing that? Is Gog doing that? Which is the Russians? Is the Japanese, or like Moab, or the Chinese? Is Ham? No. They writing decrees for their own nation. Yeah. But as far as according to this nation, does not America has grievousness, even though we understand it to be defiled. But the only people who have the power to do that at the moment is Esau. Yeah, who's ruling? The so-called white man.
Why the Lord called him? Yeah. It's like I said it, the Lord. So the Lord called him the hammer of the earth.
Yeah.
They're going around pushing. It's not just his military might that he's influencing throughout the whole earth. It's his philosophies, his whole way. You know what I'm saying? He's like the apostle said. He's pushing that Americanization throughout the whole world. They either follow me or lay down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to become an airplane pilot, you have to learn English,
Right.
or something like that. You living in China,
Right.
speaking I forget the language, Mandarin. You speaking Mandarin, but I want or Cantonese, God. But I want to be a pilot. I got to speak English, and then you so impressionable upon the earth. You got everybody wearing suits. Here it is in other people's country. They got their own type of garments that they wear, but they got to wear a suit with that phallic symbol, that tie around their neck, man.
Yeah.
Right.
So Esau has that very impressionable demonic presence on the people, man.
That's right. And if I can add, you watch, a lot of times they'll have it televised. Those read again out. Those
Jim, could I?
Let me go back to this. This is back in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Those unrighteous decrees. You watch Trump signing executive orders all day.
Yeah.
He's been signing like crazy since he came in. You know what I'm saying? That's the unrighteous decrees.
Yeah, exactly. They Japheth is not.
Japheth ain't got nothing.
It ain't
Come on,
Japheth,
man.
bro. Do Trump look like Japheth?
Yeah, and that is totally two different people, man.
Right.
That's totally two different, bro. The nation of Edom, nation of Japheth. Okay, it's 18 nations. Okay. Now, granted, like we always say, bro, everyone is intermingled. We get that intermarrying and whatnot, because he is still wheeling around on the earth, man. Right. This nigga just didn't disappear, and these niggas really. I'll reread that again. On that AI overview, if you type in when was Edom destroyed, it says after the destruction of Jerusalem by the Romans in AD 70, the Idumeans, who were descendants of the Edomites, disappeared from history. Right. It's just interesting how these niggas keep disappearing, but they be having hella descendants though.
Right.
Rome still standing. Greece still standing. People in our land. The Amalekites, they still rocking. So that they're here. Edom is here.
Yeah.
Thriving, alive and well, man.
Now, Edom is destined for destruction. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But it ain't now. That's in the kingdom of heaven. A time period from now.
Yeah.
1,000 years from now.
That's right.
It ain't then. It ain't right now though. When the Lord comes back, Edom is gonna be spearheading the whole world, man.
That's right.
I got that too.
Go ahead.
That's setting that to chapter 6, which I'm gonna start at verse 7. The point is in verse 9. It's setting that to 6 and 7. It says, "Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of that which followed?" Which is going into Genesis, the 25th chapter. It's 25th? 25th chapter, where the birth of the twins, Esau, right. Jacob and Esau. Yeah. It says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau." Yeah. Which that happened, you know what I'm saying, when you read in Genesis, the 25th chapter. And that represents the bringing down of Edom by the nation of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? So it says, verse 9, here's the point. "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that done with. So when Yahushua returns, he's gonna return to a world ruled by Esau. He's an end time prophecy. You know what I'm saying? And Esau is the end of the world. That's the end of an age. You know, an ion or eon, however you want to say it. But it's the end of a time period.
Right.
You know. So
it didn't mention nothing about Japheth right there, right?
Japheth at all.
My eyes aren't the same.
No,
Okay.
No.
Also, when you look at, like you say, you just mentioned Genesis 25, you go on about the birthrights. You know, you had the two that was fighting in the womb. You go on to Genesis 27 now, like I said, Methuselah won all the smoke. If you believe that we're the nation of Israel, who is our adversary?
Yeah.
You know, you got to look at two
main
sides
one.
of the spectrum.
Yep.
Right. You know, so if we're supposed to be Israel, look who oppressed us the most. Who pushed us down? Who that GMS Kadasha put in Psalm 137. All right, during the time of Jerusalem, the siege, what did they kept saying? Raise it, raise it. Basically, destroy it, destroy it.
Yep.
You know, all this time you look at it, you always see someone within the Edomites that's looking to bring us down or oppress us. You know, Psalm 183. All of them joined together, but Esau was always on the top saying, this is what we want to do to keep them down. So it's always Esau. So if you believe that we are the true Hebrew Israelites, then you got to look on the other side of the spectrum and see who's our biggest adversary, which is Esau Edom. And that goes all the way back to who? The so-called white man.
And it's like, bro, it's like evident. Like, what? Now he's talking about historical context and scholarly things and so forth. Well, what about our captivity? Because we were captives under other nations.
First of all, we don't recognize your scholarly work unless it's scriptural.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
first, you know, the Lord said He don't deal with that.
That's right.
And these guys that get on into the technicalities, and you try to get on to the technicalities of things, and you miss out on the spiritual aspect of the scriptures.
And that's why through the Spirit and Prophet Yahweh, the Lord showed us the hatred that we received when Yahweh HaMashiach was on the scene amongst the Romans.
Right.
The hell we caught in the book of Maccabees and so forth. You got some explaining to do. You got some explaining to do, bro.
Well, it says the violent taken by force.
Yeah.
That was the Romans.
Yeah. Who what I read earlier says what? The Idumeans it says the Idumeans who were the descendants of Edomites. Romans in AD 70. Now that's a historical fact. That's biblical. That's scriptural. But that's you. Hey, hey man, Jake, like the apostle said, man, Jake get in their own way with these technicalities and so forth and missing the whole spiritual aspect of it.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, you know, through your so-called scholars is how you were able to tweak, you know, and through the Renaissance to deceive the world.
That's right.
But we're at the point now where the Lord is, matter of fact, let's go back to Isaiah 25 unless y'all have something.
Can I get it before you talk, Michelle?
What you got?
This is 1 Maccabees 1 and verse 10. Verse 9. This is
Beautiful.
I'll start at verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12.
Who's that Alexander?
A Japhite?
No.
With a ham?
No.
And the ham?
Yeah.
No, but who? Like, what's his title?
Alexander the Greek.
Yep.
Yeah, Alexander the Greek. But let you guys have it is Alexander the Japhite. Hey, because that's how it's coming off. Because
they were on the land of Ionia.
Yeah.
The Ionians, that's Yawan. That's Japhet. Yeah, but the Lord said that this devil will be removing landmarks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
And then when you go to the Josephus, even the Josephus says that it wasn't until the Greeks came over that they started changing the name of these different lands to sound more like their Greek names.
Exactly. And that links back up to when that brother got Psalms 49, 49 and verse 11.
Yeah.
This is
so we're dealing with Alexander the Greek or the Greek.
That's right.
They call him the Great.
Yep.
Everybody knows in history that he was a so-called white man.
That's right.
You know, that's when the Greeks came in, you know, through Macedonia by Philip his father.
That's right.
and maybe a few before. You know, we don't know the whole line of, you know, if those kings that were in Macedon, if the original kings were Japhet, and then Esau interjected, just like he did with the line in Europe, so-called Europe.
Yeah.
You know, where he took over with, these guys, they supposed to know this history, right?
Right.
How Esau got up into so-called Europe and took over all the different, you know, kingdoms that Jacob was ruling.
Yeah.
That's the same shit they did to Japheth.
That's right.
When you look up the Etruscans, the Minoans, these were people of color, brown-skinned people.
That's right.
They were not so-called white people. It was Esau that came in and took them down, took them over, and took over those lands.
That's right.
So if you're not a half-twit, you know, if you have some kind of brain cells left in your head, you will know that Alexander the Greek and the so-called Greeks were so-called white people at this time. Get it?
That's right. This is back in 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule everyone in his place.
Boom.
Okay?
Alright? And the servants were his generals.
Yep.
He had many generals, but he had certain generals that he fought to his death, and he parted his kingdom to the different generals to fulfill the prophecy of the kingdom will not be given to his posterity, which would mean his descendants.
Yep.
It was given or parted among his generals.
Yep. And those generals were Ptolemy
Yep.
and Lysimachus
Yeah.
and Antiochus.
Well,
Ptolemy.
Seleucus.
Seleucus,
Yeah.
And one more.
You said
Lysimachus.
yeah, Lysimachus. Yeah.
Lysimachus, Cassander,
Cassander. Yeah.
Ptolemy, and
Ptolemy
Seleucus.
and Seleucus. Yeah.
Now, and Antiochus or Antiochus, they came through
From
the line of
the
the Seleucids.
Seleucids. Yeah.
Because the Seleucids was just nothing more than a title. Just
Yeah.
like Antiochus or Antiochus was a title.
Yeah.
Just like Pharaoh or Czar.
Or
Or,
Duke.
Hey.
what's that? Gunner.
Hey, and just like the point we making now. What line did the Amalekites come through? I'm gonna keep making that point.
Yeah.
Through Edom,
Right.
the grandson of Esau.
And the scripture say that the Lord will have war with, we will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
Yeah. It didn't say we have.
It didn't say you'll have war with them for 30 generations and that's it. No.
Yeah.
From generation to generation.
Yeah. We haven't been having war with Japhet.
Matter of fact, it was Cyrus
Yep.
who was well, he was actually a Persian in Elam.
Yep.
You know that gave us benefit, but then you had the line of Darius and all
Yep.
them. We under the Medo Persian Empire, we got the Lord caused them to allow us to rebuild the
Build
temple.
temple. Yep. That's right. This is back in 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 9. And after his death, and it's talking about Alexander the Greek. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. And this is what you have today. This is what you have today, all the way back from the time of Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel, Jacob and Esau, all the way up until now. From generation to generation, man, it has not stopped. Okay, but it is coming to a point it's about to stop because we're at the very end. We're doing this for the sake of edification through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemina Shah, man. Because guys are just pulling anything out of their ass now. Like, bro, where you been for the last 10, 15 years, bro? It's been a lot of people, looking, you know what I'm saying? Trying to find the truth. Where you been at? Come back on the screen with your bugle boy button down, ain't talking about shit. Just spreading misinformation.
And if I can add too, the protagonist and the antagonist.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And an antagonist, which is Esau, they're opposed, they're an adversary, you know what I'm saying? The protagonist represents the nation of Israel, all the way, like you said, back to the garden with Cain and Abel. Cain was the antagonist.
Yep.
They've been trying to cut off the righteous line from the very beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? On into Jacob and Esau, Esau being that antagonist, on into today, the same thing, the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the protagonists, and then you got those that oppose or the adversaries of them, which are the so-called white men, like you said, it's the Chinese. They not Chinese. None of these ain't oppressing us, coming up against us. You know, trying. Who is though?
Yeah.
It's very clear. It's not hard to see.
That's right.
You know, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. Right?
That's right. And I'm curious to know, was it an actual snake in the garden, bro?
No, it was not.
I'm just curious.
Well, you know, so they're going through the technicalities.
Yeah, so they're going through the technicalities. It had to be a
Well, you
snake.
know, brother, when you go to the Hebrew word, it's talking about an actual serpent.
Yeah.
You know, back then they were walking on 2 legs.
Yeah. He was slithering. He was just Eve.
I mean, Jake is just simple. I mean,
Thanks, man.
Jake. Well, High Priest Yeshaya, which was his title back then, he said it best. You can buy a nigga cheap. You know, Jake will be gullible to believe anything, or you could pay a lot of these demons out here enough money to where they will sell out. And you don't even got to pay them that much.
That's
you
right.
give them some bubblegum money and they'll sell out.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
No, you got it, bro. Since the brother mentioned that, I just went to the Google and put in the definition of serpent, and I want to just read these real quick. And it says in the first definition, it says a large snake. But when you read in the second definition, it says a sly or treacherous person, especially one who exploits a position of trust in order to betray it.
That's why when you were advised,
Words are smoother than butter.
when you was, that's why you were advised whatever environment you may partake in to keep your eyes on what? Snakes in the grass. That's what it's referring to.
Yeah.
A snake in the grass, not an actual snake, nigga.
Snakes in the grass.
You know, cause bro, Jake is taking it there though.
Yeah.
Jake is like, Jake is, there's simplicity in Yahweh Shemashah. But Jake is not applying it.
I got a quick piece up for you. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet with a drawn sword. And this is why it says in